the moment you know you have a how with you, you're good. You have that magical word, how can I? You're good. I get out. The first thing I do is like that, and I pick them up, throw them. A lot of us don't know and are not aware that we give our energies, and without knowing, only to a certain group of people, not to everyone. Yes, pick everyone, but not your family. Reserve that energy for your family. For I do not see any money replacing the energy I bring back home to my wife. Investing in yourself to develop yourself before you go out there in the market and attack. Men who are listening out there, it's building your values.
Yes.
Yeah. After building those values, and you do everything you can to protect those values. For those who think the process is nothing, the becoming is nothing. First and foremost, they'll miss it. They'll always. It's a sure bet they'll miss it. Yeah.
Today we are joined with my good brother, Mr. Goodhope. You know, in Instagram say I am Goodhope. Sometimes I mistake people by calling them by their Instagram names. I am Goodhope.
Yeah.
How are you, brother?
I am good.
How's things been since we last met?
I would say enough as well.
Okay.
Enough as well, and it's been a tough year, end of the year I would say, a tough end of the year, trying to balance out clients' demands and personal goals as well at the same time.
What would you say is the hardest part of the year? Is it the start of the year or the end of the year?
I would say the end. For me, the end, because the start for me, I usually start with, I'm a Christian, so I fast.
Okay.
So I start heavy with God.
Yeah.
Probably it will be tough spiritually at that time, but because I am with Him heavy, I think it's easy for me if I end the year with Him. Also even good, but if I end the year not at good, not specifically financially, then it becomes a difficult year to start a new year.
I mean, for some people, they say the start of the year is usually the hardest because come on you have a kid, there's school fees, there's a lot of things to be paid at the start of the year other than the end of the year. End of the year is usually they consider bonuses. Maybe commissions. Because it's end of the year. It's time to have fun. And I think people our age usually start the year strong. But end the year not as strong. Because there's this mentality that new year, new goals. But a lot of people that I talk to, people who have made it, they say that's all bullshit because their goals should be the same, not depending just because it's a new year you have new goals and just because it's a new year that's when you want to go achieve them, rather than you should focus on your goals, make sure you finish them, because some people create goals and they're not even realistic to go finish. So I think for me personally, I'd say mid-year is usually the hardest. Because mid-year is when I'm like, okay, 6 months have gone by. I have 6 months left. Have I at least done half of what I'm supposed to do? And then that's when you see yourself, okay, my goals were not realistic, or I didn't put in enough work. So that's when you realize everything. And I think that's for me. But for those who do not know who Goodhope is, who is Goodhope?
Just in a nutshell, Goodhope is a sales trainer and a commercial consultant, I would say. And I am also a father. And
how many?
A father of 2.
2.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And also a husband of 1.
Why did you have to emphasize of 1?
Because it just, when I do training, when I say a husband of 1, it creates that ice-breaking moment where we laugh around that. So I use it to just break the ice. Yeah, but it's the truth as well.
Is it the truth?
It is. So but who really is Goodhope? Is a noble human, aspiring to be able to leave an impact as well, but believes in leaving a footprint everywhere he steps at. So that's Goodhope.
So, before I started getting to know these things, when it comes down to host, sales trainer, or life coach, to be honest, I used to think this is just bullshit. Because I never used to know more about it. But then the more I started to understand, I was like, okay, a life coach can mean different things, or a sales trainer can mean different things. But can you break it down properly? What does it mean to be a sales trainer? Or say I have a sales team. What would you come add in my team?
All right. Interesting question. So I meet clients who literally don't understand what value you can bring to the table.
Okay.
In the sense that I have a team, qualified the team. The team is equipped. I mean, it's intended for the team to actually do sales. And so that's usually the mentality that I find. So the first thing is to clarify what value really we can bring to the table and why it is important. So just like self-development, there's a certain level you can get to. I usually say you are what you've actually built within yourself. You get what you've built within yourself. So with sales as well, it's the same thing. If I come in to your team, the first thing we do is analyze what level of sales is this probably salesperson. At what level? So we understand the level. Then from there, we understand what we can do to actually make sure we help that salesperson grow probably. And the benefits are for the company, it's usually the numbers. But for me, it's usually the personal development of that person, in the sense that I've acquired a new skill or a new technique that would help me in the market out there. So for whoever, literally, whatever client asks, so what is the value that I'll get? So the first question would be, it depends on the goals that you have. So I come in to help you achieve that goal, rather. So not just come in and train, rather. It's how can I help you to get to that goal? I have a target of probably $1 billion by the end of the year, or I have a target of 100 million every month. So we look at a sense of how much are you making now. You have a goal of what did you do last month or the last 2 months. Then from there we look at aspects from mediums or systems, then the people. So when it comes, we look at all those 3 things, and we look at the people now. What do we do to support the people to be able to get to that goal? That's where training comes in. In the sense that, okay, we've analyzed, you can only shoot this far. So for you to be able to shoot more further, you need a little bit of tweaks and turns, which we call skills and techniques. Now, I train mindset, skill set, and tool set. Mindset is a sense of I cannot do it. Whatever target you gave me, I don't think I can get to it. So from there we have a conversation. From there there's a training for mindset only.
Okay.
To take out that barrier.
Yeah.
Take out that limiting belief. Yes. Create a new belief. Then there's a skill set. Yeah. In the sense, okay, the mind is ready. Am I skilled enough to par with the mind to get to the target?
Yeah.
Then we get to the skill set. Then there's the tool set.
Okay.
Am I equipped to use the right tools, to be able to use the right tools? For example, the CRMs. For example, understand every other tool that works. Probably from how I create leads. Yes. To the point of how I use the CRM to help me navigate the follow-ups to the close, to more of how I can be able to find new customers from one customer.
Okay.
Toolset. So how we work with the toolset, skill set, and mindset to be able to help the people aspect of that company to get to that goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the biggest achievement you've come from this? Like that a client comes back and says, "Thank you very much. You've done wonders."
All right. The goal cannot be that, because if that's the goal, the client paying you, that is enough saying, I appreciate you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it based on commission, or is it pay based on the contract?
Now there's multiple ways. Okay. There's multiple ways you can do it. I come in and say, Monty, this is the target you want to hit, and I'd charge you this much to get to that target. Goodhope, I don't have that. Okay, we do have another model. If we get to that target, you pay me this percent.
Okay.
Yeah. So it works like that. So there's a model of, okay, this is for you to be able to facilitate this getting to that target, and this is the commission you'll get after my team gets to that. So for me, it's the second option, because the first option is
second option is always the best option.
For a client, yes, is usually the best. For me, the first option is the best because I have the money up front.
True, but if you believe in your skill set, that means you can earn more.
Yeah. So if you allow me with the first, I can upsell you to the second.
Oh, okay.
But if you don't allow me with the first, I can only sell this one.
Yeah.
So it's a way of yeah.
Does a sales trainer or someone who trains automatically become a speaker, or was that something that just came along the way and you were interested in giving word outside to the community?
All right. Apparently it started as a speaker.
Okay.
A speaker is flashy.
Yeah.
A trainer is back end, and so for someone to get into the training space, they start off thinking, I can be that speaker. And coming to understand speaking, and as a speaker and a trainer, two different people, even two different models as well, when it comes to execution of whatever it is speaking or training. So coming to understand that's when I understood both ways. So I started as a speaker. Why? Before I became a trainer, I was a pure creative and marketer.
Okay.
I was just a marketer, heavy. And there's a lot that I've acquired over the years from the creative space to become a marketer, per se.
Okay.
I wanted to share to the society. But at the same time, my pay was build a brand out of it. So there's a lot of lessons that I learned from there. But when I came to realize at the end of the day, you have to niche out and find something that can be of value, and you can dig deep into it. I landed into sales because as a commercial expert, you have sales, marketing, branding, and it's either you pick branding, marketing, or sales. With branding, I'm not a designer. I'm not in the designing space, so I would only speak about it.
Yeah.
With marketing, again, there's even a doctrine in marketing now, right? But sales was the aspect whereby I was like, okay, now probably there's not even heavy schools for it, but it's something that I can embark myself into. So 2020, I embarked myself into sales, target deeply how I can help people. But apparently it's a niche. It's an African niche, by the way. So it's also, I came to, if you understand branding as well, which is also something that I have, you understand, it's an angle that was left out.
Yeah.
Literally, if you tap into it and become best at it, it's an easy way. Let's not say easy, but let's say it's an opportunity to supercharge your brand at the same time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 4 years in the game now, would you say, in the sales?
Yeah. I would say 4 years. Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
How was it? How's it going?
No money yet. Aspiring money.
Is that just for the viewers? You can tell me after that how much you've made.
No, we do have aspiring money. Oh, if I do this, that money, I'll get this, that. Yeah. We forget the process.
Yeah.
But the process is the most valuable part of it. Yeah. So for me, I've grown heavier as a father, as a leader, as a community man. Also, at country level, I think of my country differently as I am in the process of actually developing myself. So I've grown so massively to a point where I feel there's no money that can give me these 4 years. Okay. Yeah, so I can even see the way I consult my clients. Before, I'd go to a client and awareness. Make sure you're known, make sure you're heard in that perspective. But now it's not about that. It's the conversion. Your head, is it important? Is it important for you to be known? Is it important to be heard? Will that bring conversions really? So as of now, I care more. I value more client's time or somebody's time. And I love the fact that I moved away from mediums to human, because marketing was pure mediums. Okay. So I come to you and we tap into that medium, oh, we're good. Okay. But now I am equipping someone, and that someone will actually have that thing for the rest of their lives. So it's a different space.
And you're talking about the whole process. I think a lot of people forget that the process is the most beautiful part. Yeah. Sometimes people forget. Sometimes when someone just goes rich, they forget about anyone who you ask that is rich will say that the process of me getting from 0 to now being 100 million. Yeah. The process is the best part.
Yeah.
Me failing, me waking up early in the morning just to go to a sale and not even getting the sale, going back home disappointed. That whole process is beautiful. A lot of people forget this process, or a lot of people don't want to go this process. Yeah. What's your thoughts on those people that think that they can just wake up in the morning without going through this process, or people who take this process for granted?
So there's something I'd like to read to you. I usually write things down. There's a line I like. There's a live I was listening to, and it's packed. A question that you need to ask yourself: whatever goal that I'm looking forward to, whatever target that I'm looking to achieve, the question is, who do I have to become so I can become, or I can have that? So the question is not having. The question is becoming, so you can attain it. So to me, 110%, even when we take it to spiritual aspect of things, if we want to go to heaven, we have to become heaven worthy. Yeah. So for those who think the process is nothing, the becoming is nothing. First and foremost, they will miss it. They'll always. It's a sure bet they'll miss it. That's one.
Okay.
If they get is a glimpse, like literally, kwa Kiswahili would say katone of all the opportunity that they're missing out. But the becoming now, ukiachana tu na the target, the becoming is what I call life. Is where you build the stories. Is where you can mentor. Is where you can coach. You can help the others because you have the process of the becoming. So you're missing a lot of things that would help people in their lives by missing out the becoming. Yeah. So for me, I would say for those that are actually neglecting the process, they are missing out a lot of lessons. They're missing out a lot of stories. They're missing out a lot of things that they can impact out of not adhering to the process.
We're so used to investing in either a car, house, Bitcoin, a laptop, but a lot of people don't think it's valuable or it's worth enough to invest into themselves. Me as a person investing in my brand, or me as a person investing in my communication skills, or me listening skills. That's also, you could say, communication skills. Different types of skill sets, whether it be go through a course or pay maybe $10 to go to a talk show and listen to someone who's an expert. Because I'm not ready to pay that money, I can just do it myself, or I can just learn myself. As a sales trainer, or someone who trains people, what does that mean?
All right. There's lots of investments, as you said, out there in the world. But it is proven and tested that the best investment someone can do to themselves is self-investment. Zamani, I had a communication, or what can I say, a motive that was pushing out there. What I was saying is mimi kwanza.
Okay.
Meaning me first, investing in you first. Because, and people out there don't only call me Goodhope, they also call me Mshambuliaji. In the sense of, I always tell people, go out there, shambulia. But you cannot have that call to action if you've not invested in you. Now, every other investment brings out aspect of monetary value. But with self-investment, brings out the best product on earth. I would say, if you invest in you, it's not only you will benefit, but your society around you, your family, and the future of your family and society at the same time. So for me, self-investment is critical. And the last I would say is, no one is better off with decision making if that person has not invested in themselves. You'll not be able to make a concrete decision if you've not invested in you. Now, tying it back to sales, with sales, a customer will sniff you out if you are not at par with the product. In the sense that what we do is we train, the first thing that I do is I train self-belief before product belief. Because if I come sell you a product and you do not believe in yourself, I'll sniff you out. This person does not believe in themselves. I can actually feel it to the product. Why am I buying this product if this person doesn't believe in themselves? And probably we might lose that sale. Probably I might be buying something that this person doesn't know in that respect. But also, The only way you can lose a sale, is when you don't believe in yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you have an opportunity, you give you an opportunity to sell, that opportunity, the only way you lose it is because you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah.
So, and self-belief is self-development. You have to develop you. And if you develop you, then it comes product belief.
Yeah.
Then you are a complete, I would say, Mimi Siyawai Kurusu, I've never allowed any salesperson to go out there and I don't see the belief of themselves that they can sell. That's one. Another belief is they believe in the product they're selling.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact they'll miss that sale.
Because as a customer, why would you buy a product or why would you take a service or product if you see the seller not even believing in the product himself?
Or does not match. For example, you come sell me a product worth 20 million. Yeah. But having a conversation with you, I feel you yourself don't even worth $1 million. So I'm like, okay, is this product genuine?
Yeah.
I am scammed here.
Am I being scammed?
Yeah, there's something wrong. So it is important to invest in
yourself.
Yeah. So you can match. Remember, I told you before, you can match whatever goal. So if you want $1 million, you have to become $1 million.
$1 million, yeah.
If you want $1 billion, you have to become $1 billion. Then you become you have that $1 billion. Yeah.
Going forward, talking about the self-investment.
Yeah.
I believe paying to go network with people is also a big investment.
Yeah.
I saw a video today, someone saying that they pay $100,000 for a VIP membership in America, just so he can go there. When he goes to the gym, he meets with billionaires. When he's in the jacuzzi, he's with billionaires. When he's having lunch, he's with billionaires. So the conversation, there's no, it's going to be about billions. There's going to be something that could generate an opportunity or income.
100%.
Coming down to Tanzania, I believe one of the best places you can go network is Connectors Club.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. I mean, we had Vusi recently. Acha kabisa. Tuendelee.
You had to pay to go to that event. Do you think it's something worth enough to go network, listen to someone like Vusi? What's your thoughts?
Let alone every other. I'm also a trainer, a speaker.
Okay.
To be on one stage with Vusi at the same time.
Yeah.
I do not know how much I was supposed to pay for that.
Okay.
Or how much I could pay for that.
Yes.
I'll tell you a sneaky story. I met a friend of mine, Nuri, if you know Nuri. Nuri, she's a network marketer.
Yes, I know her.
Yeah. And I told her, I've seen you are with these brothers, Monty and Musa, and this is what they're doing out there. Super proud.
Yeah.
What I can do is I can be of value to them by offering my expertise, and the only return would be the stage that Vusi is at as well.
Okay.
Either before or after.
Yes.
But for me to get the opportunity to step on that stage as well. For me, it was a blessing. For me, it was the spirit that it generates before and after, by the way.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what is the best way I can meet, Monty and Musa and explain this to them? So it's not only when we met at the airport. I already knew about this from a standpoint of mine, spiritually, financially, in the sense of the confidence that it will create from me as I navigate throughout through the market afterwards.
Yeah.
After that,
would
be different from the walking to the talking and everything else. The presentation as well would be as par matching the level, not like getting to that level.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of, without even him saying a word to me, value that I was getting without even him saying a word. So 500,000 ilikuwa ni ndogo sana to even shake the hand of that man. Lakini ukiachana na hiyo, he had alikuwa na a talk differently. Ukiachana tu na kwamba you shake a hand with him VIP,
yeah,
but also kupiga naye picha, but also kulikuwa anatoa a talk for the VIP. I mean, what money would you give to that? For example, you tap into Goodhope's mind today and ask Goodhope, how do I take my business from here to here? I have experience of multiple clients, of my own failures, my own successes. I give you an answer that works now.
Yeah.
In a second. Because it's compilation of experiences. Imagine you're meeting someone like Vusi, and probably bahati mbaya you ask a question. Hey, how do I navigate through this? Huyo mtu hakupi jibu tu, anakupa an answer backed up with heavy history of failures and successes. So I understand the value of investing into this. I understand the value of it. Myself, I do have a budget aside to just go visit or spend time with such elites. I know how it'll impact my thinking, mindset, and spiritual aspect of things as well.
Yeah.
For example, now I play golf. I never used to play golf before, but imagine I hit those balls. And my thinking is, apart from networking in the sense of these are the right clients, what I found in golf is the right conversations. Imagine I'd spend time with probably friends that I know, or a place. For example, nikitoka from my home, there's a kibaraza somewhere where they play draft.
Yeah.
There's a conversation there.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine the conversation with people that I play golf with.
Completely different.
Different conversations. Imagine the impact mentally, in terms of mindset, spiritually, in terms of belief and faith also, and target creation. Target creation, when I say target creation, I mean this person with the draft aspect, playing draft, would have a goal of 100 million. But this person here would be able to create and believe in a goal of 100 billion.
Yes.
So different when it comes to even target setting as well, and believing in the targets. So yeah, investing to such networking opportunities for me, and especially Connectors Club. I am curious for the coming Connectors Club. I am super curious myself. Proud of you guys, but investing in Connectors Club, the word itself, Connectors Club, connect. Woo. So I would say 110%. If you're missing out on an opportunity to connect with elites, to connect with industry elites, say, or your specific industry elites, you're missing out on an opportunity to build your mind, right space, to build your belief in terms of confidence, and to build also your spiritual aspect and faith of actually attaining it. I have a story, if you allow me. A friend of mine, first time when Vusi came to Tanzania, probably was brought by Vodacom, I think.
It was Airtel.
It was Airtel, yeah. So a friend of mine, I'll not mention his name. When they brought him here, aliwekwa Seacliff, ni Seacliff, I think it was Seacliff, or Where was that? I don't remember. But imagine that friend of mine went to the hotel, called out Vusi, in the sense, kafika reception, kasema bwana, I am a visitor of Vusi. Imagine who would have the audacity to go
the confidence.
The confidence. When Vusi came down, he gave him only a handshake and said to him, now I believe it's possible. I've seen you. It's real. You are human. It is possible. And he was done. Just like that. Yes. I just want to say thank you. And I believe it's possible. Just like that. Wow. All right. Okay, goodbye. Okay. And it was done. Imagine that. You're not experiencing what others we are experiencing of that moment. You're looking at it at an intrinsic perspective of it, and we are looking at it at an exterior aspect, in the sense that what an opportunity, and you're looking at it as, okay, now what can I do with this? We're looking at what an opportunity if I got, and someone saying, I'm a brand, anyways, as a sales trainer, apparently, some things that I learned as I was building myself as a sales trainer. As a sales trainer, it's your duty to train people personal branding. Sales have to actually build themselves as personal brands. Mm-hmm. So I find myself getting opportunities to train companies on personal branding, leaders on personal branding. I work with IODT, I work with Wiley, I work a lot of other companies and train personal branding. You train customer centricity, because you have to be customer centric. You have to be able to serve, and serve from the heart. From believing I'm a servant. So you also have to train communications. As a salesperson, I am supposed to be a good communicator. And the efficacy out of things, an aspect of it. Personal branding and efficacy, most of the time, Nazi, I combine them.
Combine everything.
Team building. Imagine, do you know I get so much team building works than sales training? And I never thought of them, because as a sales trainer, you're supposed to help equip sales leaders to be able to be team builders, from recruiting to creating that team energy, team spirit, team bond in that aspect. So that works from different angles. I've worked with Tanesco, imagine, the executive management team, board of directors. Tigo, before it was Tigo, but now it's Yes. But I've worked with them, imagine the top executive team. Team building. Not sales training.
Team
building. I've worked with CRDB, same team. Worked with NMB as well. Worked with gas, what do we call this? Tanzania Gas. Gasco. Okay. I mean, to name a few, there's a lot that I've worked with, and I am proud to work with an MSD as well. And I've come to realize sales is life. We influence. As leaders, we are selling influence. We are selling belief. We are selling vision, the vision. We are selling the execution of the vision, the belief of the execution of the vision. We are selling leaders. As admin, what are we selling? We're selling, I can serve you, I can help you, I can support you, you can trust me. So, coming to understand the holistic of things, it's pure psychology. Imagine that. Now, coming back to our main agenda, and thinking through the opportunities that are built within that opportunity as yours as well. For example, now tukiongelea personal branding now, as you build your brand, as other people build their brands. The day that comes, the world recognizes you. Actually, as I train personal branding, nasemaga kuna 5 levels of visibility. There's the local hero, there's the regional superstar, there's the industrial superstar, there is the also the global superstar. So when you get to the level of a global superstar, I mean, you have a backup of like, I did not just start yesterday. It's not, it just, this was when I was 20 or something years, probably. And I was actually recognized. So this pushing that you see, this consistency that you see, did not only start now or a year ago. Started way back. Yeah, connecting it to it. What an opportunity.
Appreciate it. It's good, you know. Sometimes I agree. I don't think I felt what other people felt, because everyone coming to tell me, it's like I didn't expect it to happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's different when it's scripted.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to happen.
Yeah.
Because I remember just giving a speech on closing it. Thank you very much, Vusi, for coming. And he did something, because I remember his executive assistant came to me and was like, just to let you know, he did something he has never done before. He has
Look at everything else.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
He has never gone on stage to compliment someone. The fact that he went on stage and started talking about you, that's different. So I was like,
I have a question.
Yes.
How are you maintaining or building that relationship after that?
So we are still in contact. We do talk to them, and we do have something special coming up that will be revealed once everything has been put in order. But there's something big that's coming, and hopefully everything goes well, and we should expect something from us.
Stay close to Connectors Club, eh? Stay close.
Yeah. So if you want to be close to Vusi, you should stay close. There's something he's planning to do, and we can all work together to get to understand more about him and more about progressing as a person, or as what people of Vusi believes in. Because I think people go to Vusi because of what he says, and also he pushes you. You could say he's a motivational speaker, but you could also say that he's some sort of mentor you can look up to, even if you don't subscribe to anything that he does. I'm pretty sure it's someone you can look up to, saying you wake up today, because he posts every day.
Yeah.
You can see the business advices, what he has done, or reacting to what Jeff Bezos said and him analyzing what he said. So I personally watch him every day.
Ask me about Vusi and I'll tell you a lot about him. But for whoever is watching right now, whoever is seeing this right now, I'll tell you this. I am all in. What are you thinking about? Yeah.
Let's go. And so you said you have 2 kids and 1 wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they the daily motivations behind everything you do, or is there something deeper than that?
So there's a post that I actually posted yesterday. Yesterday, yeah. I can actually recite it. There's a post I posted. I think no. It was on Independence Day, on our day, and I said, nobody should want you to win more than you want to win. Yeah. And further, I said, this is your journey, your race, and your responsibility to dominate. Every call, every pitch, speaking to my fellow
trainer,
sales people.
Yeah.
But also anybody, because I don't only train sales, I train salespeople, business owners, entrepreneurs, and anybody in the commercial space, by the way, because we sell every day, we pitch every day. So every call, every pitch, every follow-up, it's a chance to remind yourself why you are unstoppable. All right? And I said, remember why you started.
Okay.
Yeah. Your goals for your family and the legacy you're building. So nobody can bring you your energy, your resilience, or your smile to the table like you can.
Yeah.
Again, tying that to Mimi Kwanzaa. Yeah. So this week it's all out attack on the field. Take control and let your hunger for success be unmatched. Let's go. No excuses. No holding back. We attack. Now, but your goals for your family. That was also an element that I consider. I am who I am for what I want to do for my family. For not monetarily value per se only. That's an aspect I don't leave behind. As a salesperson, numbers is what we live for.
Yeah.
But for me, it's the becoming. Who I am becoming is more impactful to my family, to them, and more than anything else. So, my wife asks me. She also works. She's an accountant right there. She asks me, how are you able to maintain the same energy you left home with and you come back with the same energy here? Does it mean to the clients, unapunguza energy so you can bring the energy back at home? But what she knows also is clients saying how energetic Goodhope is. Like the only thing that Goodhope can provide you is the energy.
Yeah.
The best thing Goodhope can provide is energy. So I know for a fact there is no excuse whatsoever. No matter how tired I am, I have to maintain the same level of energy. Actually, I have to have the right energy for my family more than anything else.
Okay.
So when I come back in, I am tired. Whatever level I am when it comes to, I've actually exhausted myself. The moment I get into that gate, dopamine, it's the time.
Every single day.
Every single day.
How do you do it?
You'd find my kids waiting for me outside at the door, like dancing. The man is here. I get out. The first thing I do is like that, and I pick them up, throw them. You should find my daughter. She talks. She says everything.
Does she get it from you?
People even say she is more like her dad, but I'll tell you this: it is built.
Yeah.
Sometimes I am from training, and I ask the audience, please let's record a video for my daughter. So we take the video, and I say, I'm taking this to my daughter. I go home literally. I transfer that to my laptop. I screen pair with the TV, and I put it on TV, and she sees the energy with the audience. She jumps around, daddy, daddy, daddy. So that thing that you're building in that
confidence,
the confidence, the self, the everything, the energy itself as well. It is nobody can build that for you.
Yeah.
You as a father, probably a mother, a leader of the house, it is your duty to make sure, no excuse, you bring the energy at home with no excuse. Hata umechoka vipi, there's no reason.
How do you do it? For the fathers out there.
Yeah.
Or even the mothers that do go to work.
Yeah. First thing first is I am aware it is important.
Okay.
I am aware it is important. If I am aware and understand I'm a servant, it's not only to my family, to anyone, Monty. Even if I meet, you remember the first day we met?
Yes.
Heavy energy. Like I serve you. Because that's the only way I exist. Value. Now, most of us, it's the mindset of it, in the sense that probably a lot of us don't know and are not aware that we give our energies, and without knowing, only to a certain group of people, not to everyone. Yes, pick everyone, but not your family. Reserve that energy for your family. For I do not see any money replacing the energy I bring back home to my wife. to my kids,
Yeah.
to my relatives. When I am there at home, I am there because I know no money can buy that thing. So I am aware of it. Even if I am tired, I am supposed to do. It's a half an hour. Kids get tired in a half an hour.
They will leave you
They
alone.
get bored in a half an hour.
Yeah.
15 minutes. There is no excuse really. It is a mindset shift, and 110%. It is if you knew or you didn't. Most people don't know that they're supposed to maintain that energy.
Okay.
At home, back at home, from work. Yeah. Like it's built. It's built. You have to build it. So you do it today, you do it tomorrow, the day after, the day after, the day after. Then it becomes a system of yours. Yeah.
At the age I'm at right now, my motivation or my goals solely depend on me. What I want to do.
Yeah.
What I want to achieve.
Yeah.
Or what I want for me.
Yeah.
It's for me. Now, a couple years down the line, I'll say, whatever, I'll get married. I'll have a kid. But even before I have a kid, now it's not for me. It's for us. I have a kid. It's for us 3. Or us 4. Or us 5. As a man who's set to making sure that all these goals, he has to achieve them for him or for us. How do you keep the same mentality? But obviously it does change because you're not thinking for yourself now, you're thinking for others. Even you might have to remove some sense of happiness for yourself, just so your significant others can get that happiness.
Yeah.
So, for example, today I made money. Instead of me going to treat myself, I have to go treat my wife or my kid. How do you, since you're so energetic, I feel the energy every single day, every single time I meet you.
Yeah.
That has happened. You made money, but I can't spend it on myself. I have to go spend it on my kid. Sometimes I've seen it myself that sometimes, especially in the Western world, because of how they're built, they don't really care about this love stuff. Or they do, but it's just different. That it gets to a point, maybe even a parent is like, get out of my house, just go find a life of yourself, because you're ruining my life. I'm really taking out my joy for you.
Yeah.
How do you keep that same energy, or how should you stay in a positive mindset of making sure that even if I'm spending on my wife, I should be happy?
Yeah. I would I would not say spending. I'd rather put it as what is my priorities, because at the end of the day, it's your priorities. You do have, and I advise people, usikurupuke, make sure you find a wife, as it's written somehow.
Yeah.
Find.
Don't just go for anyone.
You find.
You need to find.
You need to find. So make sure you find. Because when you find, it is yours. When it's yours, yeah, it is at the end of the day serving you.
Yeah.
You're serving yourself at the end of the day. That's why we even say, my kid, yours. Why do I want to take my kid to the best school? Because it's yours. You're serving you at the end of the day. So you're not spending.
Yeah.
You're serving you. So if and only if you find joy in if I buy that and I buy this and I don't serve these other people, for example, my wife or my kids. If you find joy in that, that's also okay, but it might send a message out there which is different, in the sense that, hey, by the way, probably not one. Yeah. So to me, 110%, it depends on the goals and the priorities you've actually set for yourself.
Yeah.
And the values that you have. For me, I associate myself with people who have values that somehow match to my values. So if you're not a family man, I know for a fact I'll be toxic in a while. I'll not be a family man as I am now. So if I understand you're not a family man, we'll all only operate on the level. For example, if you are, I would say, a person who's very aggressive, and I'm also aggressive, will only operate on that side. But when it comes to family aspect of things, if I am a spiritual person and you're not a spiritual person, I'll limit that space. Let's not talk about spirits. Let's not talk about in that perspective, because I know for a fact, unless otherwise you want me to help you from my side.
Yeah.
Or and I come and tell you, help me understand your other side in that perspective. So it's protecting, for men who are listening out there, it's building your values.
Yes.
Yeah. After building those values, and you do everything you can to protect those values. So within your values, if you're also a family man, your values also, I'm a family man, meaning that would be your priority automatically.
Yeah.
You'll set time, not only money, you'll set time for your family, which is the most hardest thing you can do to have time for the family.
Yes.
Now, because it's a priority and it's a value, you'll set time for it. And the finances also will come into it, and the expenses, because of setting time. You have to have, even setting time, you're actually losing some sort of money, because for me, commercial space, our time is our money. so that also is spending.
Yeah.
At the same time. So have values. Give your values a priority. For me, I would say family should be one of the top 3s in your values.
Okay.
As a man, yeah.
Some good stuff.
Yeah.
Now going back to we talked about Mimi Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
In English, you say me first. Meaning put I from just to understand quickly, is that putting yourself first?
Yeah.
How can you change someone's mindset in putting themselves first? Because even what we just talked about, it's sometimes you have to put yourself first. Yeah. As a father, as a husband. Yeah. End of the day, it's your life as well.
Yeah.
You shouldn't take away all your happiness. Just someone can drain you.
Yeah.
Whether it's your family man or not toxic.
Yeah.
You should put yourself first sometimes.
Yeah.
Whether it's to go on a run by yourself. Guys, I'm just going to go on a drive today. It's just by myself.
Yeah.
Let me just have a me time.
Yeah. Me time.
Me time.
Yeah.
How does that help someone as a person, considering everything?
Yeah.
The terminology from why you said it's Mimi Kwanzaa and what I just talked about, putting yourself first when it comes in terms of everything else, whether it's the extras.
I mean, this is where mentors, coaches are so important.
Okay.
Because these are the people that remind us of the things that we don't do and probably we should be doing. And because we operate on energy.
Yes.
And if you cannot rebuild that energy, how can you be, where would you find it, or how can you be having it so you can share it? So there's a time you are drained and you'd really need to recharge, I would say. Yeah. So that's where the me first comes, in the sense that, okay, let me go recharge. And there's multiple ways you can do it. As you say, go for a drive. Some people go for a hike. Some people go for a
walk,
a camp. A camp, literally, like, okay, family,
goodbye,
work, friends, I need to go camp for 3 days, just me and the trees and my thoughts, connecting with nature, connecting with the world, connecting with God. I mean, Monty, I am a Christian, yeah, and one thing that there was one pastor of ours said, and it really connected with me.
Yeah,
he said, sometimes, as a man, specifically as a man, get out, go find a rock, kneel down and pray. 3 days, 5 days, alone, just you, the rock, and God.
Yeah.
and it should be a demand. Imagine, even spiritually, you're supposed to have that me time so you can recharge. So it is mandatory. If you ask me, you need me time so you can recharge. But it's also realizing, why are you recharging? You're recharging so you can be of service more. So at the end of the day, it is key to have it, and there's no better way of doing it other than understanding and prioritizing as well.
Yeah,
that it's needed. But again, Mimi Kwanzaa was not set up in the sense of actually saying me first. It was literally set around, why did it come? In the sense of, I've realized all the best have done proper self-investment, have invested in themselves. So 110%, it was meant to be, or it was geared towards investing in yourself, to develop yourself before you go out there in the market and attack.
And how can someone develop themselves?
Yeah.
Is it basically what we talked about, whether it's networking, or is it training yourself to communicate?
Yeah.
How do someone, if I wanted to develop myself today, what would I do?
I'll read something for you. It's interesting. Thank you for that. But I'll read something for you. It says, how can I? What a magical word. Compared to an environment or a place or anything, how can vary depending on different places. For example, for you, you study where, UK?
Yeah.
In the UK, how can I, and in Tanzania, how can I? Two different. How can I is in Tanzania probably would not have the coaches probably that are in UK.
Yeah.
How can I can depend also with the type of goal that I'm actually looking forward to.
Yeah.
What am I developing myself into? Because that's also personal development. Am I developing myself spiritually, financially, emotionally, or there's the four pillars, spiritually, financially, emotionally, and mentally.
Yes.
Yeah. So how am I developing myself in all those four aspects? How can I? Spiritually, obviously, you have to connect yourself with the right people who have the same goal to grow spiritually. And physically, by the way. Physically the same. Find coaches, trainers, people who can actually influence you on the same. Emotionally and intellectually as well. Emotionally the same. Intellectually also the same, in the sense, okay, what do I need to improve when it comes to a skill? So what do I need to do? How can I do this? I need to find a coach. I need to find a trainer. I need to go to events. I need to go to whatever opportunity in the environment that you're in that can support that goal. That's your how. I mean, let's talk of people saying, I do not have the financial capability to actually do it, to develop myself. That's an excuse. Imagine. There's this. I was about to say the same thing. There's this. I mean, the question is, how can I? What are the resources available?
There's this.
There's this podcast.
Yeah.
My Own Destiny podcast. You get to hear these things. You get to understand.
Hear from different people.
I mean, and it's free. All right. You'd argue about the internet, but really, let's talk about the internet. Really, you cannot afford. Okay. But to me, it's not an excuse. You do have you have information that Diamond and somebody calling himself Paul has some sort of.
You're ahead of the trend.
You're ahead of the trends. You know Baba Levo and literally Mwijaku, and literally you're saying you can't have internet. Really, it's not. If no internet, You can talk to someone, hey, I have this goal. How can you help me? Again, how can you help me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you this book, I'll give you that book. No internet. Anyways, yeah. So there's no excuse. The moment you know you have a how with you, you're good. You have that magical word, how can I? You're good. Actually, it's a book.
Is it?
How can I?
Yeah.
Proper words, eh? Yeah.
But I think, from what I've observed, because we did a video the other day. Me and my co-host were reacting to the comments.
Yeah.
And sometimes the comments come across as sisi ni wajuaji. Like, because we decided to start a podcast, sisi ni wajuaji sana. But I think people don't realize why we tried to start this. Is I didn't know you before Connectors Club.
Yeah.
Or I didn't get to know you more after this podcast.
Yeah.
But by leaving here today, I've personally left with something to what comes with sales training, becoming a good father, energy, that's just from you.
Yeah.
I have another guest tomorrow. I'll learn from them.
Yeah.
Another guest tomorrow. I'll learn from them. Another guest tomorrow. I'll learn from them.
Yeah.
I'm learning and I'm growing.
Yeah.
So why instead of, because realistically, you wouldn't come, there's no reason or the timing wouldn't make sense for us to just go for a coffee and just meet and just talk.
Yeah.
But having this platform makes it easier for me and you to talk, understand each other, know you more, learn while teaching others. But sisi ni wajuaji.
I have a word. I have something to say about that. Zamani bwana. Zamani I used to live with people's opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I never understood that humans we do things so people can have opinions. So it is their right to have the opinion. Nyie ni wajuaji. It is their right to grow from that opinion. I thought before, but I've grown. Now I understand the value of what. It is their right to argue and say, I'll not have a conversation with them. I'm certain and I've judged them. It is their right. It is also their right to come to a realization. Now that I've developed myself, I was wrong the way I was thinking.
They were actually helping.
Oh, I was supposed to. Imagine someone like that comes to this podcast today, Monty, and says, before you guys, I judged you. Then I grew. Then I actually understood the value. Then I actually aspire to come in this podcast and say the truth. Come out. Imagine that beauty. But for them now, we say, don't judge before being curious. So you can judge or you can be curious. Two things. Yeah. So if you find yourself judging, did I ask a question? Did I ask why? Did I understand why? So the curiosity part of things. And I'll say, whoever that is watching today, before you actually come up with such a comment, probably you have the right to do it, but before you do it, ask yourself, have I asked enough to be able to make a decision? Most of the time when I train sales, actually that's a sales training, when I train sales, I say, before you sell, have you asked enough to help the client make a decision, so you can actually help the client get to make a decision? And before that, did you ask the client, have you seen, heard, or understood enough for you to make a decision? Then the client will say, yeah. Then from there, that's when you move forward with the sale. If not, if you say no, then you find that objection. Where does the no come from in that perspective? So, yeah, there's lots of ways we can look at it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But before the episode started, you said you had some questions for me before we end the podcast.
Yeah. I do have a few questions. But the first is courage. Where did you, how did you get to the courage that you have now to not only impact the African market or the society in general from the my own podcast, my own Destiny podcast, but building Connectors Club and shaking the waves you're shaking? How did you build that courage? And this question is merely geared because I do have a son as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so understanding this, probably it would help a lot.
I think it starts with Mimi Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
As you said. So, as you can see, both of the things you mentioned are things that, as a person, you can use yourself. So imagine a product that you create that you'll be using yourself, but you're just finding yourself impacting other people. So, me starting this podcast was sincerely for myself. I remember before I started the podcast, we were talking about this, and my co-host asked me, before I knew he's going to be my co-host, I told him I want to have a podcast. What do you want your podcast to be about? I want to talk about help. I don't want to miss you. I want to grow with people.
Yeah.
I want people to grow with me just through that podcast. And he asked me, why didn't you start? And I said, I'm looking for a co-host. So we went ahead and started the podcast. Going down to Connectors Club, I see a lot of people doing parties, but why am I not seeing something meaningful of people connecting, especially bridging these gaps of one person and the elites? Okay, let's do it. Myself, I need connections. I got to meet ministers. I got to meet the deputy speaker, whereas in a normal instance, it would be hard to meet. So I got to do it. So the courage started with just me doing it for myself. Then everyone around me will get to achieve it as well. So
Just start.
Mimi Kwanzaa.
Ataisan.
Yeah. And then one thing I think it's one thing people can be doing is to get feedback from your friends, family, on as a person. And literally last 2 weeks, I remember calling my you could say he's my co-host, he's also my brother. I could also say he's my mentor. We talked and I asked him, I was like, what do you think I'm doing right? And one of the things he did mention is you have the courage to start. And I can see it because whenever I put myself into something, I say I just have to start. Everything else will follow through. If you go down one day, Mr. Goodhope, you want to go see Make Your Own Destiny podcast, go to YouTube, go to our first ever video, and you'll see that we just decided to start. Because if you look at how it has changed from then to now, it's two different things. We used to, you see there's someone behind the camera? My coach used to stand up, go hit the record button, and we record. Come back, we record. When you hear tee, the camera stopped, go back, switch it on and record. We used to have these mics. We used to have the wires like this, but best believe we didn't know how to use them. The audio was just from the camera. So we just started and we learned along the way. So I believe in starting and then learning along the way. The matter of, let me just wait for the right time. There's no right time. Vusi event. A lot of people was like, you can't do it. The numbers is crazy, you can't do it. Guys, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's do it and fail rather than not doing it. Because I remember we had a team meeting, guys, this is going down. No, it's not going to happen. We can't do it. Who are we going to get sponsorship from? We can't do it. Guys, let's do it. We will learn along the way. Tukifeli tumefeli. But it will happen. We'll understand where we went wrong, and maybe for the future events we won't do it. Things fell through. We did it. So I think it's just a matter of believing that when you work on something, just put your all and work as hard as you can. You learn, you fail sometimes, but you should use that failure as an L.
Yeah.
Take it as a W because you can learn more on how to use that failure into progressing onto the next.
I love the L and the W.
Yes.
But you've answered so many of my questions. Yeah, I mean, just start and believing in you, and the fact of the courage of let's see where we failed. That's amazing. So, as I train sales, there's that that thing or that mindset or mentality or that fear of the no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I am going to sell to that client. What if he says no? What if I they listen to me and think I am rubbish? What if? And just start is actually very key. Go find out what's not working. I mean, at the end of the day, what we know is we go find out if the client is suitable for our service or product. That's what we do. So we don't go to sell. We go see if there's an opportunity, if there's a real pain point of that client selling. So if you find a salesperson saying, I can't, I'm fearful of a client saying no, they have a different objective. The objective is to sell rather than helping out the client, helping out the client. So for me, and I look back and tie it back to you, is let's find out why it cannot work. Let's find out why we failed. Let's learn from it. But it's a goal.
Yeah.
It's that's a diamond. Yani umeua maswali mengi sana in the sense because I wanted to ask, how did you manage to pay Vusi? Because that's another question. I've actually worked before wakati naingia kwenye speakers space. Nilikutana na our I would say elite speakers ambao wametutangulia. You name them all. And I was eager to be able to have a relationship with all of them. Yeah. And I remember telling one of our speakers here in Tanzania, nani prominent kabisa, like, okay, why haven't you guys ever brought Vusi, but Connectors Club and Monty and Musa, these people brought Vusi, and they're young. It was the what if. It's a no. What if we fail? That stopped them. I tell you, it is a pure what if, and we live with it. Monty, that thing is, that was my literal question in terms of I have to ask about the courage. Where was this from? Let's learn. Let's see. Halafu usiamini, manju we've actually done the content. There's one content wanasemaga niandika actually inasema go out there in the market and find the real results, not assumptive results, real results. One, I congratulate you guys. I am proud. I am. Honestly, I am. And if you remember, I told you before, one day I hope, and I said in the video, you'll bless me to actually stand in your podium and add those things we call podium time to us as speakers. But at the end of the day, is impacting your audience. But at 110%, mpaka inafika mahali mtu kama Goodhope with my vast experience na mvi kabisa ninazo sasa hivi, like seeing the value of that podium, sio mchezo.
Yeah.
And it only started with let's go and see. Twendeni.
Well, we can end off with, I remember when I was walking back after the event with Vusi, taking him back to the hotel. I was like, Vusi, people never believed I could bring you, right?
Yeah.
And people always hated on me, saying they thought that I have so much of an ego to just admit that I can't do it. And this is what he ended with. And this is what he ended as like, good night. I was like, motherfucker never loved us. So it ended there, and I remember I was like, this laugh is like, motherfucker never loved us. So again, that just took us like, no one's ever gonna love you. Let's just do it. That's when you get people loving you. I don't think people used to love Diamond before his fame. Look at him now. Whether you love it, whether you hate it, you just have to like him because he's doing what he's doing. So that was Goodhope. Very energetic as usual.
Yeah.
And really appreciate you putting some time in your schedule to come join us in our podcast, Make Your Own Destiny podcast, the podcast that empowers you to shape your future.
Yeah.
And please make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share to your friend. And as Musa always says, share it with your grandma as well so she can watch.
I like that.
Yeah. So, guys, today Musa's behind the cameras. He's a bit ill, so please drop a positive comment for him. Yeah. So he can join me with the next episode. But thank you very much.